here before. You guys, all right, welcome back. Now I'll start off with a quick history behind the mystery for those of us who have not been here. This land was originally purchased by Mr. George Prather way back in 1939. He bought this land from a lumber company in the hopes of building a summer dream home in the flat land over here that we now call the parking lot. Now Mr. Prather was not permitted to buy this land, and thus he also bought this hillside. But when he asked the lumberjacks why that was, they told him that anything they had built on that hill had slid all the way down to the bottom, meaning that hill was useless for them in terms of business. Now, though Mr. Prather didn't find this odd, he also knew that extra land is a good investment, so he bought the land, and he hired a team of surveyors to check this land out. Now, this team of surveyors noticed a couple very interesting things. The first of which being that this hillside over here was strangely more difficult to climb up than it appeared. It sort of felt like something was trying to push them back down the hill as they walked up it. Now, the second thing they noticed was that their compasses began to give incorrect readings and variations from 2 degrees all the way over to 180 degrees. So if you don't know what that means the compass that should have been pointing north was now pointing south. Now, they also noticed these effects seemed to turn on and off depending on where they were, indicating that there was some sort of boundary line. Now, today we do know that the boundary line runs straight in between these two cement blocks down here. In between those two trees, wraps up around that cabin and comes straight back down to here, pretty much in a big circle, with the cabin being directly in the center. Now, with that being said, if I'm standing right here, that means I'm standing in the normal world, right? If I move over here, that means I'm now standing in the mystery spot world. So just so we're clear, everything over here is free, and everything over here is $5 plus parking. So, with that being said, these two cement blocks down here were level at one point in time. However, these redwood roots here behind me have grown out and shifted the blocks up a little bit, so they're not level anymore. Now the mystery spot technicians had to come up with a $1 million solution, so what they came up with was these two 2x4s, which are shaved down at both ends. Now, with that being said, I have a carpenter's bubble here. Now, I'm sure you guys know how these things work, but I will explain it really quick. That bubble in the center will always rise to whichever side of this level is the highest. That bubble is in the center, that means you have a flat and level surface. You can all see we have a working level here. The bubble's moving up and down. It is not fixed, nor is it frozen in any manner. You can all see that. You can all see we have a working level. You can all see that. Now, if we place it on this first 2x4, you can see that we have a flat and level surface, but if you don't believe me, feel free to kneel down and check. Just a bubble. You guys don't believe me? Yeah. I'm just kidding. Alright, so we have one flat and level board. We'll move it over to our second here. Again, you can see we have another flat and level surface. Again, though, if you don't believe me, feel free to kneel down and check. You guys are just breaking my heart at this point. So we have two completely flat and level boards. Now, with that being said, we have noticed some interesting things happen to our bodies as we enter the mystery spot. I'm going to need 2 brave volunteers to come on up and show us all what happens as we enter the mystery spot. 2 volunteers, folks. How about these 2 right here? Come on up, you 2. Come on. You want to come up? Come on up there, young man. All right, you're going to stand over here for me, and you're going to stand over here for me. Come on up, young man. Go stand right here for me. You guys are going to stand on these 2x4s like a pair of skis facing each other. So face each other. Oh, the other way. There we go. Up, 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 up. There we go. Okay, young man. You're a little bit shorter than him. It looks like the top of your head's going to come out to right about where his mouth is there. Go ahead and switch places for us. So you're going to go over here now.
Another way.
Watch yourself. Okay. And now, if you look at the top of his head all the way down by his shoulders there, that's because as you enter the mystery spot, you actually lose 2 inches in height. Folks, give them a quick round of applause. Thank you guys very much. Anybody else want to come up and try this? Oh, alrighty. Thank you for playing along, young man.
That's a good combo right there.
You're a little bit shorter than him. It looks like the top of your head's going to come out to somewhere right about the middle of his chest right there, maybe his sleeve. Go ahead and switch places for us. Come on over here. Turn around. And now you can see the top of your head all the way up here. You can all see that. Give them a quick round of applause, guys.
Did you feel tall?
Anyone else want to come up and try this? How about some adults? It works pretty well on adults too, and doesn't hurt very much. Come on up. Come on up. Alright, miss. So you're starting off a little bit shorter than him. It looks like the top of your head's going to come out to somewhere just underneath his chin there. Go ahead and switch places for us. And you're still short. However, you can see you've gained a lot of ground on him. Now you're top of your head all the way up by his nose. Now, sir, I'm very sorry. The 2 inches that you just lost are completely non-refundable. Give them a quick little round of applause. Anybody else? We have got time for 1 or maybe 2 more groups. Anybody? Come on up, Miss. Who would you like? You always want to be taller than him? Okay. Okay, well, he doesn't want to give you a chance. So it looks like you two are very close to the same height. It looks like you're pretty much looking right to your eyes. You might be just a little bit shorter than her. Can't tell much of a difference. Go ahead and switch places for us. It's pretty obvious right now. Her head all the way out to his nose. Now, don't worry, miss. I assure you, if you drink your milk and eat those fruits and vegetables like we keep telling you to, you'll get those inches back eventually.
It's a bit too late.
It's a bit too late. Give them a quick little round of applause. Now, anybody else? 1 more group. Got time for 1 more group. Anybody else? Okay. Now, may not have noticed this, but actually, as we went to the mystery spot, you do begin to lean just a little bit. You guys want to do it? All right, come on up. All right, miss, you're starting up a little bit short.